Welcome back, everybody, to Spirit Plays more Spiral Knights. Holy crap, we have internet issues today. I almost didn't have a video out today, but anyway, let's I only got a couple minutes, so I'm like, before work and all that stuff. So let's review what we have, shall we? The Valant seems pretty good, but dude, are we really gonna do that to that? No, let's not do that. No, we're doing a community version of Dreams and Nightmares. I tried doing an arcade run today. Well, I guess we'll do one of those tomorrow. That's just how that works. So let's give ourselves the best chance to succeed. Dude who loves party nightmares. I mean, these guys obviously do. All right, let's go. Oh no, not again. Come on. Will it go through? Hello? Oh, we're still here. Let's see. It might work. But like everyone's going everywhere. There. Moment of silence for when I feel like a video won't actually be a video anyway. So we're gonna try with, I guess, Lance Cartel, RJ Ghani, and some random person. Maybe I have not met, but we're all characters. If you have enough time invested in the game to actually get some Skulver gear, more power to you, man. Alright, so I chose Dreams and Nightmares. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of neat. Sometimes we get nobody, sometimes we get the entire world. So we can, I mean, so far so good. It's working, right? I like see it. Oh no. Please keep me here. Dude, the first level that we played was actually fairly good. Well, we being me. But is your name really like Lance Cracker? Valant, please enlighten me. I like your gun, by the way. It matches your dark little, like, it is Lance Crackers. Oh my gosh, he's got the hat to boot. We're gonna see how well we get through this, guys. I try to be consistent, like at least 5 days a week, doing some Spiral Knight stuff. And, it gives me time to go on a tangent here and there. It's very difficult to actually carry on a non-game conversation with like games like Bagante and Catacomb Kids, because if you get distracted, you die, and I still get distracted and die anyway. So I mean, I have enough trouble keeping my mind straight on task as is. RJ Ghani's brought a pot of gold with him. Lance Crackers, what a name! What a guy! What a guy! So anyway, we're continuing to look toward the future to possibly fuel the Acheron, which will bring many a tear and devastation to the myriads of players that still saunter through the lockdown community. Oh my gosh, dude, I gotta show you something maybe, but not right now. Right now we got freaking business to attend to. My connection's actually stabilized and I'm just rejoicing, dude. It took me like 40 minutes of playing with this sucker. I replaced the cable, I replaced the router, I put in a different USB port, I reset the modem, I unplugged it, plugged it back in, I turned off my computer, I cried a little bit in my sleep. There's a whole bunch of stuff that went into that. Now our connection is actually fairly consistent, so I have no idea what I did. I did one thing at a time too. It's like the oh no, I feel it. Oh, there it is. It's the you know, diagnosing 101. You're supposed to do one thing at a time. That way you can tell what actually did and did not fix it. I don't know, because I did 2 or 3 things at the same time. Back. Oh, Mike! No! Freaking punk eyeballs, dude. Just latch onto you, and they do not care about your life. Do we get it? Yes. Easy. Get it. Got it. Oh, no! I don't know if coming down here was a good thing, but here we are. Oh, come on. I guess we still have to live with this mess. Please. I swear I'm shooting it. I'm probably dead by the time we come back. If we come back. If there is coming back. If not, you get to hear monologue from me. Oh, I'm still alive. We've made it. They fought the good fight. So let's go back for the key. Gandhi, you can do this. Maybe it's not me. Maybe he was right. Everybody's lagging. I don't know. Mike, what do you think? We got time to talk. I mean, obviously there's nothing going on here. But anyway, in the void of the dreams and nightmares, I'm pretty sure it's just me because I'm seeing like text flow through here constantly. In the void that is dreams and nightmares, jeez, which is this void right here. The effervescent loop that is this game going down. So we face in any kind of game which is online and has somewhat of a ascension mode, somewhat of an attainment. You always have to have that forever looping aspect to it. I was just reading C.S. Lewis's book, The Great Divorce, which is dude, it's very enlightening. It's basically about people that are in hell that take a trip to heaven, but they don't want to stay there. Like it's a very interesting take on life. And at one point they talk about absolute. So you think it like you throw that concept out there like I don't really want to read that, but the conversations they have between the angelic figures that are in heaven and pursue heaven compared to the demonic ones are quite interesting. And they talk about the destination, the absolutes. Since one guy's like, okay, here we are, we got disconnected. Anyway, we can do this together. Why are we disconnected? I love you, game. We went down it was the elevator of disconnection. I can't even click on it won't let me click. What happened? Alright, let's control delete the crap out of this thing. Now you can listen to my monologue as we so I almost set priority high. And task. Kaboom. Alright, let's try again. So anyway, they're talking about relatives versus absolutes, and the guy's a poet, and he's talking about the essence of poetry, to this angelic being that's also conversing and trying to tell him about God, about the destination, about like a mountain they're going on. And the guy's like, well, it's the poet's like, it's the journey, it's the creativity, it's the experience. That's what's important. And the angelic being is like, no, it's actually, you need the destination. If you have no destination, if you have no absolute, there's no sense in being hopeful. What are you hoping for? You need something on par and on point, something to always to strive for. And like the way we're just gonna look at the login screen, I guess, or you can look at my beautiful face. The way they there we go. That's not too bad of a glare on the top. The way they look at the maybe the other one is better. There we go. Heaven and hell. It's an interesting experience. Because in hell you can get whatever you want. Like whatever if you want, you just wish for it. It's yours. The thing is, there's nothing to grant. Like there's no paradigm of goodness etched on anybody's hearts. So everything is relative. Nobody experiences good. It's the absolute relativism, right? Where you say that. I'll just do this. Why not? You say that if you look at the color red, that's not red to it can't be red for you. The same red for you as it is for me. It's a different red. How do you know we experience red the same way? Well, we both understand what it is when we reference to it. If one person sees beauty one way and the other person sees the same beauty and says, yeah, that is beautiful, well, that's the opposite of relativism. You're recognizing sort of an absolute and a commonality. Like a beautiful sunrise. Everybody in their right mind, usually, sees a sunrise and it's beautiful. Birds singing in the morning. It's 4:16 a.m. right now. They sound neat outside. It's beautiful. I went outside in my my tree swing. I have a swing it's kind of like a giant net you can sit in. I went outside in my tree swing and just enjoyed myself there while I read the book of 2 Corinthians the whole way through. A book's been calling to me. I just cannot get a connection. I had a beautiful spot. The game was just like, no, thank you. But there has to be a commonality and absolute, something that's etched on a person's heart, in order to understand that beauty is not necessarily relative. It's not in the eye of the beholder. People can agree on things, but that assumes there's some kind of absolute to agree on. This is the whole thing about the argument of design versus non-design. If there's something to be known about, so if you know something about something, it assumes there's something to be known. It kind of cycles back on itself in the realm of consciousness. How would consciousness even be a thing? You're really gonna make me do this again? How would consciousness even be a thing if there was no creation? You're experiencing something rather than nothing. You're experiencing something on the in the realms of construct. Why isn't everything just a white noise of TV? like the time plus matter plus chance paradigms. It's very difficult. Oh my gosh, now we got the tiny screen. Oh, little bitty screen. Every time I control it, well, not every time. Not every time, Dad, as my daughter would say. Let's see if we can make the sucker bigger. I wanted to get something out today. I know I've been fairly consistent with the 2 videos. Unfortunately, if my connection dies, so does Spiral Knights. I can't play the game without internet. You know what I mean? I could do Catacomb Kids because I can like upload that from somewhere else. I can just record it, or Vagante, or like any other game, roughly, even Superland, which I will be doing here. But it is what it is. Like I can't do a whole lot if my internet is dead, and that's my own issue. Just give you a brief here, I'm gonna disconnect this sucker. Just give you a brief dissertation of how we view the game policy here. First off, the internet, and like anything else, can be abused, so we set limits on it. One of the limits we set on it, on technology and entertainment, is actually monetary, so we make sure everything else is paid for first, and this is the very, very last thing we spend money on. So maybe like a $15 game for a birthday here and there, something like that. Like nothing too extravagant. Honestly, I invest way more in books than I do anything else, because books are amazing, man. The thing about books versus entertainment that most people can see is that I hope you would agree with. When you are even playing video games or watching a video on commentary. Even when you're playing it, you're still you're playing more the game and the action you're still consuming. What a book does in reading comprehension is it forces the mind to work. The mind has to work in order to create pictures. If you become addicted to the visual, then your mind's no longer working. You're becoming a spectator. Like, okay, this is what's happening, and then you're subject to worldviews because it actually shuts down the part of your brain that thinks and connects things together and recognizes patterns, and you become more of a consumer of it than you do actually a interactor with it. This is where people can throw agendas at you. So like and people can recognize this. Even if they don't, they still recognize this. Like the Hollow, I can't get over the Netflix series The Hollow. The first season was actually fairly good. And the second one, suddenly the guy's gay. Suddenly they realize they're not people. They're actually the computer programs of people, and we're still supposed to follow them. Like, oh, they don't realize there's a problem with this. And then they end up trapped inside this digital world, which isn't real. And all these people act weird, and they say, it could be worse. That's not reality, dude. Put yourself in that position. Oh, this world's not real. That would just gnaw at your heart. The movie The Matrix is pretty good at this. The people, once they realize the world's not real, they're like, we got to get out of this stuff. We want to be in touch with what the real is. And this goes in tandem with the story about in C.S. Lewis's The Great Divorce, where people long for something. We all have a longing in our hearts. This video that you and I watched together, or that watch the YouTube, etc., it actually does a disservice to that longing, because it makes us more of a spectator. Like, I would encourage, like, usually when I consume YouTube videos, I put them on an audio in the background. It's just an easy form of media for myself. We're just gonna this is what I've been staring at for the entire time. It's what we stare at now. So our internet's just gone to poop. Yeah, I can get it working. So I consume the audio, which is pretty. I mean, it does good stuff. Oh, let's try again. Come on, buddy. Log in. We can do this. While I do my workouts, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been highly this past 365 days, roughly, since last year at the C.S. Lewis Institute. Actually, maybe even a little bit more than that. I'm just gonna exit Steam. I put my ear in politics, and I have never been so frustrated with my fellow man. And it's not even because a lot of them lack reason. I mean, that's part of it, because people come from different worldviews and different starting points. I get that. It is what it is. But because when reason is presented, sometimes people ignore the reason just to further their own narrative. And this is where Ben Shapiro, I can see how angry that guy is. Facts don't care about your feelings. That's very Jewish. Like, from a Jewish perspective, like, because it's all about doing the right things, and rituals and proper diet and observing the Sabbath, and I get that. But the Christian paradigm is the truth does care about your feelings, but it's still the truth. I mean, when God embodies himself as a person, he's putting himself into our pain. When you are at your greatest hurt, you want to have somebody there with you. You don't want someone giving you a logical reason for your pain. That's just silliness. You have cancer. Well, tell me how exactly this is going to feel, doctor. No, that's probably not the first thing off the tip of your tongue. Probably not. It might be. And if it was, that'd be kind of weird. And in order to get that kind of mindset, you really gotta desensitize yourself to a lot of stuff. I'm just kind of doing monologuing while so here's the Belkin wireless. Now this thing, I'm not devaluing this thing at all. It's lasted quite a long time, but if it's time to go, it's time to go. It was a refurbished one. You gonna work this time, buddy? Put you in the right spot. It's also like I try to get a different perception, as if I hold it in a certain spot, attach some TV wires to it, create my own little inductor around it. Somehow it'll get a magical, better connection from somewhere. Who knows? All right, let's try this again. I can just show you my. We can do. Where are we at? Boom. That's what I'm working with right now. You have been disconnected from the server. Let us try to connect. Now watch Ravi Zacharias' memorial, dude. I don't know if any of you have ever heard the vice president speak, but I would strongly recommend it. Really? No internet? I tend... My phone has the internet. So I'm not really with you right now. But anyway, I recommend hearing Mike Pence speak. He has a fairly good head on his shoulders. Man of God, a man of thinking of the transcendent. being behind our president's kind of nice. Now here, we get too highly political. I hear themes, right? You can argue cases back and forth. I like going to the philosophy of the issue. Basically, you know, the philosophy of socialism versus capitalism versus, you know, they're all everything that's man-made is you know, it's destined for failure. It's just how things are. Now it's not even recognized in my network. It's destined because it's flawed. Man's flawed. Man does not have the absolute here with him. He's on the journey. He's fallen. It's the same analogy of the doctor versus the lawyer, or rather the politician. I think that makes more sense. Doctor versus politician mindset. All doctors know what a healthy body looks like. We're given that paradigm. The goal of a doctor is to get the body functioning as it should. All politicians have no idea what a healthy body looks like, but they know what a sick one looks like. They're just kind of, it's kind of a longing sense, and that's more of a communal sense. That is kind of an interesting analogy, because then you have the individual person. When you deal with the individual body, you know what an individual body should look like, what it should go toward. But even then, we're kind of flawed because we have cancer and everything else. We do age, we do die, so it's not even perfect in that sense. But as a community, you know what a sick community, we definitely know what a sick one looks like. We just never have this utopia. And the common argument with socialism, you know what, I'm quitting you. That's how I feel about it. I'm quitting you and I'm starting again. For socialism's never been tried, but every aspect, you can just do some history research. Socialism has been tried. But the other thing I've been... so first off, I took my ear out of politics, because politics is just frustrating. If there's something I disagree with morally, or like the masks, which make no scientific sense to wear, just looking up even a little bit of research based on what's going on. Even if you bounce it off anything, coronavirus or whatnot, it just makes no sense. Oh my gosh, we actually connected. Holy crap. Let's go, boys. We'll see how long this lasts. We can just do a couple laps around Haven. Maybe. Oh my goodness, we've freaking hit gold here. Boom. There we go. Let's go to Haven. We'll see if we get disconnected or not. But anyway. They also came out with something else I'm struggling to recommend is you have to, if you hear something doesn't sound right, look into it. The problem with myself is I have so many other things firing off in my brain and putting my ear into politics. You never grow as a character in the political realm. You never do. It's blue. It's him. Yep, the little bar thing's going up and down. You never do. So, but it's like watching a giant soap opera. And yeah, if anything, what it does is it increases, or rather maintains your bias you already have, your mindset and your opinion you already have. Because, oh my gosh, I'm not moving. Sit down, man. I am drunk. Maybe I did sit, maybe I didn't sit. Oh, I forget what I was talking about. Anyway. I guess this is nice and calming and relaxing. This is why I wear a hat, man. You see my haircut? Look at our little dudes getting along together. So you don't grow in politics. What I would recommend, if you are seeking growth, research worldviews. Political worldviews are fine, but don't look for them in the media. Look for them in the philosophies that grow them. The philosophy of the Constitution, the philosophy of capitalism, and that's undergirded with the Judeo-Christian worldview. You know, the philosophy of socialism, capitalism, communism. Look into what grows those. If you look into what grows those, that's where you get your world. You got to know what the groundwork is for your worldview. Black Lives Matter. Okay, what is that based on? Is that based on because we still have the same segregation that we had in like the 1940s. Is that what that's based on? No, we obviously do not. And every single race and crime, specifically, ironically, all the racism and stuff went up during Obama's time, but they all went down during Trump's, which is very interesting when you think about it. Except for anti-Semitism, that's the only thing that's slowly climbed up. Last I checked. So if we've gone way down, even crime has gone way down. If anything, it's maintained or only gone slightly down from black people shooting cops. It's gone extremely far down from white people shooting black people. Wow, from cops shooting black people anyway. And that's just, I mean, look this up. Look up the statistics. Because a protest by definition is supposed to be like if you're not being heard. And if people out there are really honestly going to a point where they're trying to absolve man of all sin, of all people from doing wrong things, well, good luck, man. That Christ came back for that, and he had to die for it. And even then, he couldn't eliminate it because he chose not to eliminate free will or eradicate mankind. He just came to save us. You know, Christ came to make. He didn't come to make bad people good. He came to make dead people live. Give you something to hope for. Give you that absolute at the end of the story. Know what I mean? Anyway, I think that'll do it for this one. A lot of monologue. I don't even know if I'll post this. I will post it as an SK video. Why not? So hopefully by tomorrow I'll get my connection working. If not, I mean, look forward to more of these. Maybe I'll put up some Superland while we're waiting for the new. I'm probably gonna have to order another USB wireless, or just move my computer down to a static connection. So anyway, once again, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, click the like button, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. Take care.